Welcome to the Mental Transformation YouTube channel. In life, we all strive to carve out a space for ourselves, to create our own place, and during this effort, we face many challenges. I believe the difficulties each of us encounters are different, but everyone's struggle can be tough in their own way. And in the face of these challenges, we need to be strong and adaptable. Sometimes we might think, I can't do it, I'm not strong enough. In this video, I want to talk about certain personal and behavioral traits that can make you stronger and more resilient in life. In my view, the most fundamental trait of a strong person is not being afraid of making mistakes and trying new things. If you fear making mistakes or trying, you can't achieve anything, and you won't create anything. This is the most basic first step. If you can't take this step, there's no point in being strong. It won't benefit you because you'll settle for what's given to you. You're offered a tiny space and you tell yourself, I can't get out of here. If that were your choice, I'd respect your decision to stay in that small space. You could say, I've explored everything outside, but I prefer this small space where I am self-sufficient, and that would be respectable. But if you feel imprisoned in that small space and you're afraid to leave, afraid of making mistakes, and afraid of trying, I believe you're doing yourself a disservice. The fear of making mistakes often stems from the belief that if you do something, it must be done perfectly. What do? You look at people around you and think, everyone seems to be doing things well without making mistakes. This is a form of selective perception. People only show their success. Nobody talks about the 70 or 80 times they failed before succeeding. You fall for it, thinking they succeeded on their first try. But behind every success, there are usually significant failures. So you shouldn't fear making mistakes. The only way to grow, to move forward, and to be strong is to keep trying and not be afraid of failure. No matter what you do or in which field you work, there is one golden rule. Your relationships with people should be good. If your relationships aren't good, no matter how beautiful your work is, no matter how successful you are, your accomplishments may not be fully recognized. People tend to prefer the work of those they get along with, those they like more, even if it's not the best option available. Unfortunately, in today's world, no matter how beautiful something is that you create, if you don't market it well enough, people won't notice it. You might ask yourself, where did I go wrong? You think you're doing everything perfectly, but you're still not getting noticed. The problem could be in communication. One of the essential traits of a strong person is excellent communication skills. Whether you're a street cleaner or a building manager, if your relationships with people are good, you'll find that everyone wants to work with you. Everyone wants to see you, and you'll be preferred. Strong people have great communication skills. Anxiety is another major issue. Compared to 60 to 70 years ago, we are experiencing 10 to 20 times more anxiety in our daily lives. This is because we're dealing with more abstract tasks and more complex processes. There's much more risk in life today than in the past, and this uncertainty often leads to anxiety. When you're trying to be strong in these modern times, it can feel overwhelming because of all the variables and anxieties. It's as if you're carrying sacks weighing 50 or 100 kilos on your shoulders. So what can you do? I see that this anxiety leads to burnout in people. Burnout prevents you from enjoying life and hinders your ability to be creative. Even if you're incredibly smart or creative, you may struggle to come up with new ideas because you're too tired. What should you do then? A strong person should always have a backyard. By this, I mean a place or activity that isn't tied to a reward or a goal. You need a space where you can work for the sake of it, without the pressure of making money or achieving something. This could be meeting with friends, playing soccer, or just walking aimlessly for hours. If you don't have a backyard, you won't have a place to retreat when life's storms hit, and you'll end up exhausted. Finally, I want to mention cognitive flexibility. This is the ability to think flexibly and adapt to changing conditions. In life, the circumstances may not always be ideal. Sometimes you might have to work in bad weather or while dealing with personal or work-related crises. Being able to adjust to different situations is crucial. Like a muscle, the more you practice flexible thinking, the stronger it gets. So flexibility is another trait of strong individuals. Finally, I want to mention cognitive flexibility. This is the ability to think flexibly and adapt to changing conditions. In life, the circumstances may not always be ideal. Sometimes you might have to work in bad weather or while dealing with personal or work-related crises. Being able to adjust to different situations is crucial. Like a muscle, the more you practice flexible thinking, the stronger it gets. So flexibility is another trait of strong individuals. As you listen to this, remember not to accept everything at face value. Think critically and evaluate what you hear, see, and read. This way, your mind will work harder and you'll develop a more critical perspective. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourself and stay strong.